All right. Harvard professor Roland Fryer, who just happens to be black, wanted to do a study to show he was actually, in his interview, said he was going to prove and he was convinced that there was going to be proof of racial bias in police shootings. So he proceeded for a whole year to do an intense study. And after the study was done, the conclusions came that they are false, that there are no racial bias in police shootings. And what he decided to do was he presented the information and it blew up in his face. He has death threats, his family has death threats. I believe he was let go from his job. Let me double check that real quick. I wouldn't say he was fired, he was more outcasted by his colleagues. In an interview, he even says that he presented the interview to some of his colleagues and they said, don't do it. You're going to ruin your career. Others, he said that he gave and presented them, well, if this was different and it did show bias, should I post it? And presented and said, absolutely, because then it would have some meaning. You see, this is what's wrong. This gentleman decided that he had an ideology. He thought and that he knew that he was going to prove racial bias, police injustice in the shootings, did the research like most people should, and was proven wrong. And being the man that he is, that he was proven wrong, he came forth and said, you know what? This is what I thought. I was sure of it, but I am wrong. Here is the information. Here is a study. There is no racial bias. You know what there is? That they don't fucking listen. That's what happens. None of these shootings would have occurred if they would have fucking listened to law enforcement. Now, how come we don't hear about this? I'll tell you why we don't hear about this. Because it goes against the norm. If he would have found studies that it did show racial bias, he would have been all over the place. CNN, The View, Oprah, blah, 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 books. You know how it goes. But because he proves that he was wrong and these theories are wrong, just like BLM leads on these theories, now he's an outcast. How do you like that? Now you want to talk about justice? There's some injustice. I'm out.